I want you to do a quick visualization with me right now. You can close your eyes to experience it to the fullest, or you can just keep your eyes open and just imagine it at the back of your head. But it will be better if you close your eyes, so please do it for us, okay? Imagine yourself in an apartment. You're sleeping in a shitty bed that is stinky, it is drenched in sweat, and right next to you, there's your wife. And guess what? She's fast asleep, because it is 4 a.m. Now, why are you waking up at 4 a.m.? It is not because of a morning routine. You know, like your own self-improvement, you've got a great future ahead of you. No, the future is already here. And this is the result of you enjoying your teens and your 20s. You're not living the laptop business that you've always been dreaming about. No, you just had to indulge in instant gratification activities. And now, you work 5 to 9. And worst of all, your job isn't even in the local city where you come from. No, it is in a city across the country, meaning that you literally have to move to that other city in order to be able to work there, and you come home to that shitty apartment only at the weekends. And so you get up, totally sleep deprived, you go to the bathroom, you bust a quick nut because your wife isn't sleeping with you anymore. But I made it to NoFap Day Streak number 6, so that's cool. Bro. So you dress up, you go to your car, and you drive and drive and drive, and you barely make it to work on time. And so now it's 5 a.m. and your regular shift had begun. But I mean, hey, your work isn't that bad. You work in a bank, which is really nice actually. You are in charge of the most powerful asset in the world, which is money. And plus, you're also benefiting the people around you because you help them create bank accounts, which is really nice. However, you're the only one who is actually working at that job, because every one of your co-workers stays inside and they do basically nothing. And why? They have the same position as you. They should be working hard as fuck, as you are right now. So what is wrong? Well, when you confront your boss about it, she just says that, oh yeah, that's my cousin, that's my nephew, that's my brother, that's my... and on and on and on. And eventually you find out that the entire fucking system is rigged. And plus, they aren't even grateful to you that you're actually doing the work. No, when the lunch break comes and it's time for you to eat something, and keep in mind this is your first meal in the entire day, because your time is just so limited that you cannot afford to spend it on breakfast. You have to quickly get up in the morning, dress and go to work. As you go and eat your lunch, they gossip about you, they talk shit behind your back, and worst of all now, there's this new guy at your job who does basically no work at all. He doesn't even work 5 minutes per week. And guess what? He really knows how to cold approach women and how to, actually get to them, because he has a nice physique, he has a good self-esteem, and he has been in the job for but the past 5 months, let's say. And guess what? He just raised up your boss. And guess what she did? The guy convinced her to cancel your entire bonus as your, 13th payment that you get at the end of the year, and so that he can get all of your benefits. And so, you put your fucking foot down. You cannot tolerate this shit any longer. But I mean, what can you do? If you go and defend yourself, nothing will change. They won't fire you, and they won't even give you a promotion, not even a recognition for all the hard work that you're doing to carry the entire bank. And because why? You showed them that you can actually work. And now, they're taking advantage of it. But can you really blame them? They're just following their entrepreneurial spirit. And worst of all, You have to spend time with these dishonorable, deceitful pricks all day long, that you spend more time with them than with your family. But I mean, it's just fine. Here, have a depression pill. And suddenly, everything is great. So you kind of make it through the day, and before you know it, it's already 9 p.m. And so, you go to your local apartment in the city where you work at, and without even dressing yourself to your pajamas, you just fall asleep instantly because you're just that tired. And before you know it, it's Friday yet again. Nice! So I get to come home finally. So you go to work for the last day, and again as usual, whenever you pass the offices of everyone immediately starts gossiping about you. And yet, before you even showed up, they were talking about normal stuff together, and suddenly the bitch Janet, who is envying you so much because she found out that you were really successful in high school, and meanwhile, she was such a dumbass in high school that she barely passed anyway, while you successfully passed. And now she's envying you so much that she's spreading bullshit information about you just to further level your social status and to break your good reputation. Yeah, she's just a bitch. But guess what? She's not that type of person who will actively yell at you. No, she's the type of manipulator that will come to you and she will slowly drain energy levels from you. So she will constantly ask you questions about family, about life, about stuff like that. She's like that annoying little dog that just never leaves you be. Even during dinner break, she just doesn't leave you be. She's like a fucking wasp that is flying in front of your head all the time. She's just constantly talking and going on and on and on because she has no work to actually do because she's, friendly with the boss. Yeah, she's another bitch just like that, who doesn't want to work and yet gets the biggest bonuses at the end of the year. How pathetic. And the worst kinds of manipulation that she does? Well, every time where you want to do the work actually, she comes to you and she looks you directly into the face, like with her two bulging eyeballs. You can just see that she wants to be desperately noticed because her parents never actually paid any attention to her. They always paid attention to her smarter older brother, who did even go to college eventually and got a nice doctor degrees. And now he works somewhere in Spain, which is nice. And meanwhile she is stuck in this shitty town full of people who aren't compatible with her. And so she now demands attention from you, who is constantly working the hardest at the job, who is doing its best to keep the bank actually running. But whatever, even if you screamed, your boss would probably delete your 12th paycheck. She would most likely just take the money from your December pay and probably give it to her as compensation for you being mean. And because, oh Janet, it looks like you were right. TR really is a dumbass, just as you were telling us. Yeah, that's right. We don't care how much you work. If you're gonna act like this, we won't pay you anything. And so you remember the family that you have at home, and so you just put up with it. And so eventually you actually make it through the day, and you slowly drive home to your shitty apartment. You enter the apartment complex and it looks like a scene from Outlast. I'm not joking. There's this flickering light in the hallway. There's literally... the floor is fucking wet, bro. What has been happening here? Like, does nobody mop in here? There's fucking filth all over the ground. Whatever, it's just normal. And so you slowly go up to your apartment door, you open it, and you find your entire family sitting in the living room and watching, what is it, Simpsons? Ah, whatever, that's not important, you say to yourself. And guess what? Whilst you were gone, your son made a huge decision in his quote, self-improvement journey, in his journey to self-discovery, that has been motivated by Jared, the guy who is your wife's boyfriend. But you don't know it yet, because he's just a roommate, from whom you take money, because you're kind of like his landlord when you think about it. But you really hate him. Not because you have something personal against him, but because he's a fucking liberal. And I don't mean this as an insult, but he's literally a die-hard liberal. He literally believes in all of this progressive propaganda like, yeah, there's 500 genders, let's go guys, let's go to this like gay parade and stuff like this. Yeah, you know, defund the bullies and stuff like this. Yeah, I support Joe Biden because fuck Trump, let's go. And other stuff just like this. And recently, you come to find out that whilst you were working at your work, making money so that your family could stay in this apartment, your son, the one that is supposed to carry out your legacy, that is supposed to bring your family out of poverty, that is supposed to have way more potential than you ever had, has become transgender. He has cut off his fucking dick. And guess who fucking supported him? Your wife. And Jared. And your sister also. Because they convinced him that he was nothing close to a man. That he is better off as a woman. And guess what he says? Yeah, Dad, this is me now. And accept me. Unless you're a homophobe. You have shivers down your spine. And before you realize it, you go to sleep, and it's Monday again. That's how fast the time goes, and the entire cycle repeats itself. As your family and your mental health, your physical health, your financial stability, and your relationships with the people around you slowly crumble and crumble until eventually the worst comes. You can open your eyes now. Do you want to be doomed like this? Because this is what happens when you neglect self-improvement. When you don't improve yourself in the three big desires of men, which are health, wealth, and relationships. This is what happens when you remain complacent. And so do you want to end up like this? With wife who doesn't love you, with kids who don't respect you, with fucking Jared by your side, who is like a second father figure to them because you cannot afford to spend time with them, because you fucked up in school and so now you have to drive for so long to get to work that you must even live in the same city away from your fucking family. How sad is that? And so now fucking Jared and your feminine liberal wife who has been sleeping with Jared slowly convince your kids to remain weak whilst the hard times are already here. Oh, I forgot to mention, your son is 9. He's fucking 9. What we did in this video was a negative visualization, the most powerful exercise when it comes to motivation on self-improvement. You still have a great future ahead of you. I'm just assuming this. If you're watching this as a teenager, you can make risks because you don't have responsibilities like family, the bills and stuff like this. You can afford to spend money on your education. You can risk the investments in the courses, in the one-on-one coaching. You can afford to do that because you still have the time. What a negative visualization does is that it makes you appreciate more the stuff that you already have. You still have the future in your hands. You can either make yourself to become the best version of yourself or break yourself so that you end up as that depressed weakling that we described in the story who doesn't even have time to spend with his family, you know, developing his children, providing for them both emotionally and financially, and also providing for his wife by becoming the best version of himself that she wants to actually fuck, because the only reason she's cheating on you is that you're just not strong enough. And guess what? She wants you, the perfect, feminine, 10 out of 10 godly woman that you're literally having wet dreams about almost every single night. She is out there and she wants you. She prays every single day for God to bring you to her. But she does not want you. She wants the best version of you, the one who has his finances in check, the one who has his physical and mental health in check, and the one who actually knows how to talk to people. Instead of being in monk mode all day, he actually goes outside, he adventures, and he actually enjoys his life like his ancestors have been doing. And just imagine what a shame it would be if that nice feminine woman who was supposed to become your wife ended up finding a dumbass who won't treat her as good, who will drink, who will constantly beat her up, who will traumatize the children that were supposed to be yours, that she had with him. Imagine her getting beat up on a regular basis by a guy who doesn't even love her anymore. Imagine her being all traumatized and just praying every single day that you show up in her life to break her free. You still have a great future ahead of yourself. Because if you're watching this video 16 minutes in, then don't worry. You still have the option to change. So please, do something really great for yourself and start reading books on self-improvement. Start watching long-form educational videos that will actually give you some knowledge. Go buy some courses that will help you make money, improve your relationships, improve your physical, your mental health, so that you can become the best version of yourself and provide for the people that are right now suffering at your expense. And so you can give them the most pleasureful life that they can think about, whilst also making them go through the hard times to make them strong. Imagine living in a nice house by the beach with your lovely family. Your kids are playing in the sand. Your wife, she's waking up with a huge smile on her face. Yeah. And just because you weren't lazy, you weren't complacent, and you weren't a little bitch, and you actually did the work, and now after years of constant improvement, you have brought yourself to this limit. Now you're enjoying the delayed gratification. And so, whenever you feel demotivated, just always make this negative visualization. I know that you're an intelligent man if you're watching this video this far. And so I know that even when you're relapsing, like you're playing that video game, you're watching YouTube, even whilst you're fapping, I know that you want to stop, but you just cannot control your body. And so just imagine yourself living that shitty life. And that is the best source of drive on self-improvement. Always remember for what you're fighting for, because you're not just doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the people around you, okay? And if you want to be part of a community with like-minded men who share the same values as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, with whom you can form quality friendships with, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. You have way more potential than you think you have if you're willing to take action on this video. I know that you will become a powerful asset to us, and I know that you will find your place in there. But other than that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and allow us to make you into the best version of yourself that you can become. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you.